Hello again, and Advent blessings to you this December. I'm Deacon Sharon Rice, youth pastor at First United Methodist Church of Belvedere, and a member of the Discipleship Task Force for the Northern Illinois Conference. So back in October, the Discipleship Task Force debuted the first pair of a 6-month video series about building up and making disciples with a particular focus on youth ministry. And you can find the October and November videos on our conference website in the archive. Now, I think it's safe to say that 2020 has been a tough year. For many churches, ministry groups, leaders, and volunteers, it's been difficult trying to adapt to new ways of reaching out and engaging with people. And it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But please note, despite the stress and anxiety you might be feeling, your efforts do not go unnoticed. And that's our theme for this month. The things we do, it matters. Showing up matters. Listening matters. Asking questions and offering young people the opportunity to shape and lead the church matters. All of these practices and many more help our youth and ultimately the church grow in discipleship. So as before, I'll be providing some resources, 4 in total, that I believe church leaders and youth workers will find to be helpful as they seek creative ways to minister to young people during both calm and anxious times. The first 3 resources are books, and the last will be a unique mission opportunity that was designed with the pandemic in mind, but I think can be fun, meaningful, and life-changing even after COVID is behind us. But before we get into that, let's look at the books. So the first, or as with the previous videos, I should say, the first book I offer is by Kenda Creasy Dean, Practicing Passion, Youth and the Quest for a Passionate Church. Now, believe it or not, teenagers are not as anti-church as some stereotypes might claim. Dean notes that adolescence is marked by a desire for passion, to be filled with passion and to be passionate for something. Youth hear about the life-changing love of Jesus Christ and not only desire to witness it in the world, but to become a part of it. Practical theology, grounded in the theology of passion, is the primary focus of this book, and it offers a framework for leaders to develop a curriculum for passion with young people. So that's our first resource, and on the heels of that understanding is the second book that I recommend, Missional Youth Ministry, Moving from Gathering Teenagers to Scattering Disciples. And it's by Brian Kirk and Jacob Tomey. This book challenges you to examine how you're doing youth ministry and to see the greater role it plays, not simply in the lives of teenagers, but in the lives of the church as a whole. It's equal parts study guide and devotional manual, and this is a great tool for continuing to kindle young people's passion for transformational discipleship. The third book is Leaving Home with Faith, Nurturing the Spiritual Life of Our Young People by Elizabeth F. Caldwell. And it's actually a companion book to Caldwell's previous work, Making a Home for Faith, Nurturing the Spiritual Life of Your Children. So, bonus resource. But this one, what resonates for me with this book is that it outlines what my ultimate desire and goal is as a minister of youth, which is to nurture and care for the spiritual life of a young person, so that when they leave home, they continue seeking and growing in discipleship on their own 2 feet. So if you feel likewise, I highly recommend it. Now, these 2 books I first mentioned, these are available through Cokesbury.com. Unfortunately, these Caldwell books are no longer available on the Cokesbury website. So you may have to do some sleuthing to find it, but if you do, I do highly recommend that you seek it out as well as its companion. They're both great resources. So the last resource which I teased at the beginning, is a unique virtual mission trip experience through United Methodist Volunteers in Mission, or UMVIM. So this past summer, our church, like many churches, had to cancel our youth summer mission trip due to COVID. And mission work trips tap into this passionate nature of our young people in seeing the love of Christ in action. And we want to nurture that flame. We don't want to see it fizzle out. So what can we do? Well, VIM's virtual mission trips offers a solution. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, how does that work? Well, if you go to VIM's website, and the link is there in the bottom, right on the front page is a tab that will take you into their virtual mission trip site. And you'll see current trips that are listed both within the United States as well as internationally. VIM coordinators will help you and your group with setting up opportunities where you can chat live with missionaries, learning about the culture and the country where the mission is taking place, and meet the residents who live there and that you will be serving. There are team building games, discussions, activities such as cooking a local dish and learning words in the local language, devotions, and fundraising opportunities to help the mission in its ministry. And this will strengthen connections between your youth and your church and the mission and the people across the miles. Part of the work that we do on mission trips is relationship building. And this experience truly enhances that. And as I said before, while this was created with COVID in mind, it's something that you can do long after. If you never thought that you would be financially able to go on an international mission trip, here is your opportunity. So for more information about all of these resources, please be sure to check the links provided in the e-news article. So despite the challenges and hardships 2020 has brought us, and the anxiety and the stress I know that we've been facing, remember that your efforts do matter and have great value in transforming the lives of young people and helping them grow as disciples of Jesus Christ. So thank you again for watching. Merry Christmas, Blessed New Year, and may the peace of Christ be with you. Bye-bye. We'll see you next month in January. Take care.